That's what we want to
I suppose dancing like that helps you get legs out.
You've released that on your own label. Is that much more common now? Because kind of, you know, way back in the days when I listened to pop music, everybody was with a kind of a record label.
Yes.
Has things changed?
Things have changed, but obviously the traditional route is fine for some artists. But for me, I've been on the merry-go-round, I've done it all, and I feel like from my knowledge and experience over the last 15 years, I just want to do it myself. I want to make the creative choices myself.
The choices yourself.
Yeah, and I just think it feels more authentic, more organic. You know, I can write songs that I care about and talk about things that I want to talk about. More pressure, you know, but I like the challenge of it. It feels good. It feels really good.
And I wanted to ask you about rapping. It was funny because we were talking earlier, weren't we? And I said, oh, I don't know if I even actually believe a rapping happens. How can you just come up with the words out of nowhere? But of course that's silly because actors improvise and
I'm not the best at freestyling though, I have to say.
Right.
Lots of my raps are pre-written. But there are some people that you could say, rap about this cup, and they'll just come up with the most amazing things.
I said to you earlier on.
Yeah.
But you write all your own songs.
Yes, and The Way We Are was inspired by people, and actually thinking about something you were talking about earlier, Young Joe. There are so many people that feel a pressure to be something that they're not. And lyrically, if you listen to The Way We Are, it says, you know, how we are created, who we are, is good enough. We don't have to be like other people to be accepted, and nobody should feel like they can't express themselves. And so to write about things that mean something means more to me than chart positions or anything like that.
Did you feel...
I love this audience.
Did you feel that there was a massive gear change in your life and how you think about things when you became a mum?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Azura was the main motivation for me getting back on stage, because I thought I want my daughter to see me doing what I love. And I actually wrote a song for my little girl, which is on the album, and that I was crying in the studio. It sounds so corny, but I had a photograph of her whilst I was recording, and it was
brings out
and I played it to my mum, and she was crying, and I just thought how lovely for her. I thought it doesn't matter if this is on the record or not. My daughter can listen back to that song and know how her mummy feels about her. It was so sweet. Yeah. Lovely.
And you mentioned earlier there about Joe.
Yes.
What do you think about that story?
I think that he's very brave, actually. Somebody like Joe needs support, needs love, needs patience and understanding, and I think it's obviously down to the school, down to his parents to guide him. We're so judgmental, and I think we just need to give people breathing space to just figure out who they are. He's young, and like you guys said, it will take time. And, you know, I wish him the best of luck, whatever happens in his life.
Did I read somewhere that you was a bit of a tomboy as well?
Oh, yeah, I still am. I just pretend to be a lady. Complete tomboy, always playing football, always playing basketball, you know, and that's probably why I ended up rapping and MCing, because I'm always one of these people, I can challenge the guys. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong in it. Yeah. And I still like to.
Challenge Simon, you challenged David on that panel all the time.
All the time.
We were also talking about tipping, and I was saying to Sam, you know, now she's in the public eye, and Nadia said, I'm always a bit worried about not tipping generously because they know you.
Yes.
Do you feel that pressure? I mean, if you weren't well known, would you be a tipper, or are you a tipper because you're well known?
I would tip.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in it. I just think it should be down to your personal choice, how you feel in the moment. I mean, when I'm out in America, it's like standard. You have to tip, and they make you feel bad if you don't. But I think it's nice to tip. You know, if you can afford to do it, it's all relative, isn't it? Then I think, then why not?
But what if they've done a really bad job?
Well, I agree with that. I wouldn't. If somebody did a really bad job, I wouldn't tip them. I think that's how you should judge it, by the service that you get.
Yeah, if you get a good service, they deserve that tip.
Yeah.
Make sure it goes to them and not to the institution that they're working for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just can I just ask you about Britain's Got Talent, because we're seeing at the minute lots of changes at the X Factor.
Yes.
Simon can be a bit ruthless about getting rid of judges.
Yes.
Do you sort of feel vulnerable at Britain's Got Talent, or do you kind of feel that you're all well embedded now?
I think vulnerable is a good word. I feel happy and content with the series. I feel like we've done a great job. I feel like the four of us gel really nicely. Yeah. At the same time, I live in the real world. You know, things change. Yeah. So I have that open mind. You know, if they would love me to go back, I would love to do it. But, you know, the business that we're in, it's forever changing.
Well, we hope we do see you back, but in the meantime, the new single's out, The Way We Are. We shall look forward to the album. Alesha Dixon, everybody.